Welcome back to Speargrass Forge. If you're new here, thanks for coming. If you're coming back, thanks for returning. Today, I'm going to attempt to make a fairly simple candle lamp. Stick around.
Singing true, rely, you rely at it. Singing true, rely, you rely at it. Singing true, rely, you rely at it. For we're bound for Botany Bay.
Alrighty, so in making this, we've got a few things here. So first of all, we're starting off with some length of bar. So this bar has been measured out to 230 mil long, which is about 9 1/16 of an inch, and this bar is 20 mil by 3 mil, or that's 3/4 of an inch by 1/8. So that's what these bar are. I've got 4 of them. These will make the uprights and the supports for it. Now, I also have a couple of cut-offs of some thin gauge steel pipe, which will make the round. So the way I got these was just the bottle that I intend to use on the glass. It's just big enough to fit inside, with a little bit of space, so I've got space to do the rivets. And this particular one for this bottle is a diameter of about 75 mil, or 3 inches. Then I have a piece of very thin copper sheeting, which I will be cutting up in order to make a base for it, and they'll wrap around the outside and be riveted together. And then of course I have some copper stock, which I'll actually forge down into about 6mm round. I intend to use a 6mm bit for the holes. Drilling the holes, of course. This is a very simple one. And these will form the rivets. So I'm going to throw these into the forge now. What I intend to do is flare out and curl the base a bit to make some legs, so they're roughly the same height, and we'll go from there. So and 2 of these I'm also probably going to forge out a little bit and put a bit of a neck in, forge out, and make a little bit of a ring so that I can attach, or drill in a ring so I can attach a bit of wire over the top in order to make a handle so I can carry it around. So I'll get these into the fire and I'll be back in a moment. Alright, that's one done. It's a little bit closer than I'd like, so I might, might try and stretch it, uncurl that one a bit. But time to work on the next ones. That's a bit better. Now we'll work on it, flatten it out again. Oops. Work on the next one. Of course, the thing about working copper is you heat it up, you can cool it down and work it cold. So I'm going to stick this in the forge in order to heat it up. I want to give a big shout out to JT from Drayson's Forge for helping me with a bit of advice for working copper. Of course, if you haven't checked out Drayson's Forge, I recommend you pop over there and say g'day to him for me. Alright, so it's nice and hot. Might be a bit too hot. I'm just going to quench it now. Make it cold enough to handle. Alright, so that's nice and cool now. So just going to work this down. Working it all around. Work that side. I'm going to turn it around so I can work a little bit further. Now, because I quenched this side but I didn't work this other end, I'm going to stick this back in the fire now and anneal the other end. But of course, once you work it too much, it starts to get brittle. Copper, unlike steel, work hardens. Right, so that's about 6mm roundish now. I can always fix it up a little bit later. So I'm just going to anneal this off so it's a little bit easier to cut and work with. And then we're going to get to drilling the parts and having a go there. Right, so this is nice and soft now. I'm just going to cool off those legs to make sure I can handle them. Then we're going to head over to the drill press and we're going to drill some holes. Stick around. So before we get to drilling holes, I just want to mark these roughly where I want these rings to sit. So I'll just grab the rings. So basically I want one about here and one about here. So I'll drill these holes in this ring separately because the holes will be the same width. So as long as these holes here are in line, they should be fine for the actual for these to line up as long as I drill these holes in line, of course. So that's what I'm going to work on doing now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a block of wood. I'm going to clamp it to my anvil so I can butt these all up against it as a base so that I can measure my holes out from the base line along here. So that's square now. Find what looks good. Reckon the base middle line of the base about there. I'll give you the measurement for that in just a moment. And the top one about there, I reckon. Yep. Of course, the old adage, measure twice, cut once, comes into play. I'm just going to double check that these are all the same distance. So that's 82 mil, 82 mil, 82 mil to the bottom line. And 82 mil. Fantastic. So now get a set of punch these all, and we'll get them drilled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 'One's a little high. Fix that. Right. So now these are all punched. We'll get them over the drill press. Come with me. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Click the bell icon for notifications of when I upload, usually on the week. Don't forget to check out my Spreadshirt and Printbar stores, links in the description. And I hope to see you again next time. Cheers.